Are you in a position of influence where you train other people or you help coworkers and train them? Heck, maybe you even train your spouse or your kids and you're frustrated by the whole experience? There are definitely some things that you can do to decrease the number of times you have to repeat yourself. First of all, people learn in different ways. There's 3 basic types of learning styles that I'll talk about that can help you to decrease frustration between you and your staff, help your service become more consistent, which translates definitely to increased revenue and happier customers, and maybe can insert a little bit of fun into your training practices. Now, people learn differently. There's 3 basic things I will cover. There's auditory learners, kinesthetic learners, and visual learners. And in order to illustrate the point, I'm going to use some visuals. So here I don't have any kind of visual for you. I'm going to have to use your imagination here. So this is one of those, right? Speaker phones, megaphones, or if I had a microphone, that'd be better. Auditory learners learn best when the word is spoken or directions are spoken. If you were to close your eyes during this video and just listen to my voice, you would get it. Miraculously. People who learned dominantly through auditory measures, they learn best with lectures, with the spoken word. They learn by hearing things. So hearing, woo. The second type of learning style that I'll talk about is kinesthetic. Kinesthetic, this is my illustration for kinesthetic and it's not the best, but gloves. Kinesthetic learners, they learn predominantly by doing and acting and moving and manipulating things. They like to physically move through the information. So for example, if you're training someone how to do housekeeping, you actually want to have them do it. Have them move through the housekeeping. You can tell them at the same time that they are doing it and moving through it and showing them. Oh, that brings us to the next one. The third type of dominant learning style is visual. Now, visual learners absorb information best when they see it, when it's in pictures, when it's in graphs and charts and things like that. These people think in pictures and patterns. Now, we're in my office, and I'm sure you've seen behind me, this is just a calendar wall of things that I have for my goals and things like that. So any wild guesses as to what kind of a learning style is my very dominant learning style? Yeah, it's visual, right? You can tell. Pictures, words, all of that kind of things, charts and graphs. That's me in a nutshell. Now, people learn in multiple different ways, and the more ways that you can touch learning styles, the more effective that your teaching will be. So I read a biography one time about Abraham Lincoln before he was president, and he was a lawyer. He shared an office with people, and he would drive his office mates nuts. And here's why. He would take a book, and he would pace about the room. Abraham Lincoln pacing. Pace about the room, and he would read it out loud to himself. And he was visually looking at the material. It increased his retention rate, drove his office mates nuts. Can you imagine someone in your office walking around, reading to themselves, gesticulating wildly and doing all these things? Well, even though it drove them nuts, it helped Abraham Lincoln to learn law faster. So this is a quick down and dirty lesson about learning styles. 3 of them: kinesthetic, doing, auditory, and visual. Think about these things when you're doing some training and you're frustrated because people seem to not be getting it. How can you incorporate a little bit of these learning styles into your training time? Head on over to my blog. I've expanded this teaching and given you more examples and some practical application tools that you can see. All right, enjoy. Visual. Birdman.